Hi everyone, Vince here. I'm diving into 4 of the biggest gaming reward apps to see how they hold up still in 2026. I hope you all enjoy. First up, we have MoneyTime. I'd hope by now most people will know what MoneyTime is. It's been around for quite a long time, everyone, and I've featured it on the channel throughout the years. Now, they recently had some updates, so I figured, you know what, let's put it to the test to see if it's gotten better or worse. At least here in Australia. And the same goes for every other app you're going to see on this video, by the way. So this is what MoneyTime looks like now. Top of the screen, you have your 3-hour timer, your balance for your virtual money's currency and the goal, and underneath that you have your balance. Right now I have 61 cents worth of currency. Below is a daily streak system, and of course under that we have all the games that you can actually play on MoneyTime. Now, to be fair, that list can actually be expanded if you move off the homepage onto the games tab at the bottom of the screen. Something positive to say about MoneyTime at least is that they feature a lot of games now, which is what you want to see for a playtime rewards type of application. Now, whether or not all those games actually give you a decent amount of that virtual money's currency that converts at the end of the 3-hour timer, that's the real question, okay? They do have a challenge area, but here in Australia, it's empty, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. Now, you can actually watch video ads in return for that virtual money currency in my country, so that could be something worth it if you want to watch the ads directly. MoneyTime also does feature an offer wall system, everyone. Whether or not you want to actually go through that, that's up to you, because I personally don't like how they don't show you the true currency of the offers. Instead, they give you that virtual money's currency in return for your time. Although you will find that some of these gaming offers have a per level reward system, but upon actually reading the terms and conditions of the offer, it states there's a 15 level daily cap and you can complete it up to 200 times. So look, that is actually a nice little feature. Again, with offers though, always do your research on how much time they're going to actually take, okay? In my opinion, a majority of them are just way too difficult and time consuming. So in regards to the withdrawal options, at least here in Australia, it's a $3.20 minimum cash out for PayPal, and gift cards are no longer available at the moment. Let me just break down how my tests went for you all. I first started my test off with 57 minutes left on the timer and 4 cents in my balance already. I played for roughly 55 minutes and generated 213,000 of the coins, helping me pass halfway through that goal. And once that timer ran out, ladies and gentlemen, I was only rewarded an extra 18 cents worth of currency. So I figured that can't be right, let's try again. I started my next test off with 2 hours and 4 minutes on the timer, played all the way down to 13 minutes, everyone, and generated almost 600,000 of that virtual money's currency. And once that timer ran out, I was left with a total of 61 cents. And the thing is, I even swapped between the games every 15 minutes or so that's pretty rough. And the games are super casual and easy to understand. Anyone that's ever used MoneyTime knows how these games are. So that result was pretty brutal in my opinion. Now, in regards to the reward system itself, everyone, I've withdrawn many times on MoneyTime. I've shown it all on the channel in the past. In fact, on the screen right now, you can see my last one that I did. And generally it arrived for me in around 5 to 10 minutes. So in my experience, I have really no worries in that area, but the actual reward rate seems to have fallen so much. Either way, that was my experience with it. Let's move on to the next app. Next up, we have BestPlay. And this is what BestPlay looks like these days. At the top of the screen, we have our Coinbase currency, a 4-hour timer, and of course, our balance. Right now, I have 39 cents. And there's an ad break. So for whatever reason, BestPlay now has advertisements within the app itself. I have no idea why they've done that. There's a daily streak system, as well as your goals, everyone. Essentially, BestPlay will give you goals to try and complete to supposedly maximize coin generation. Now, how much this actually helps, that's really to be decided. All I can do is share what I actually saw. They also have a spinning wheel prize system where if you watch an advertisement, you can spin the wheel and land on some coins. You can also watch an advertisement to get coins directly, complete offers on an offer wall, and again, same exact situation as MoneyTime and of course JustPlay. You don't actually know what you're going to get in return for completing the offers, which again is pretty frustrating. Now, they also do have the per level system as well. And obviously on the home screen, we have the various games that we can go through to generate those coins. Again, very straightforward concept. To be fair, they do have a supposed earning speed meter. Like this word search one is supposedly hyper. While looking through the list here, a majority of them are actually slow. Although I found, at least in Australia, that changes within about 15 to 20 minutes or so on each game. The games themselves, again, are very basic and casual, just filled with advertisements essentially. That's usually how these reward style of games work. Sometimes it'll pop up with a prompt to actually watch a video ad as well. And from what I've seen, most of the games actually feature an extra boost system. We have something called a BestPlay boost, which supposedly increases our coin generation for 3 minutes within the game itself. Again, how much these little systems actually help is up for debate in my opinion. As you saw earlier while browsing through BestPlay, ads appear, and at least right now in my country, because 10 actually played, I got 25,000 of the coins. Now, in regards to the reward system, here in Australia, we either have PayPal currency, which does not have a minimum, Amazon currency for a $1 minimum, or a gift card option for a $1 minimum. So for today's test, everyone, I started off the test with 15 millions of the coins on my balance and 43 minutes left on the timer and 5 cents in the balance already. I played for roughly 37 minutes or so and generated around 550,000 extra coins. And once that timer ran out, I was only left with 17 cents worth of currency, which was extremely disappointing. Now, I wanted to try again for the video, so we started again with 3 hours and 56 minutes on the timer, and I played all the way down to 2 hours and 19 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, generating 2.1 million of the coins. And once that timer ran out, I was only left with 39 cents in total. So we're talking roughly 3 hours for 34 cents worth of currency. Now, the funniest thing is that I'm counting that initial 5 cents because that was done as part of the testing as well. And by the way, everyone, every time I've cashed out on BestPlay in the past, it has arrived to my PayPal account within the day. So again, no real concern there on that end, but the concern comes with the reward rate. I can only imagine what it is like in your own country. Either way, let's move on to the next app. Next up, we have JustPlay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to go too much into JustPlay because I feel like a majority of you guys should know what JustPlay is by now. Essentially, it is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, reward platform for gaming in 2026. Of course, it runs on a loyalty coin system, a 3-hour timer, and your whole goal is to obviously play games in order to get those loyalty coins. Yet again, everyone, we have a coin-based offer wall system, okay? So that means you don't know what you're gonna get, which again is very frustrating in my opinion. And yes, they actually do have the per level system as well for these offers. So I guess that is one bonus. So in my opinion, there's no real disputing that JustPlay is a very feature-heavy application. Like with the multiple challenges and the different ways you can get the loyalty coins, it is overall a great app. Again, I am grateful they keep adding new features to the application, but it seems like the reward rate is just getting destroyed every time a new update is released. Now, the games on JustPlay, of course, are very casual and easy to play overall. The whole goal is just essentially to watch advertisements for the loyalty coins. They, of course, have the boost coins option as well. Same concept, you watch an ad to get boosted coin earning for 3 minutes, supposedly. Let me just break down how my tests went. Now, when I first launched up JustPlay, they promised that I could get up to apparently $5 if I played 12 different games in 1 hour. Now, for whatever reason, I actually went through to try and test this out, but the feature never actually appeared again after it got to around the 9th game, so I completely wasted time in my opinion. I started my test off with 17 cents in the balance, right? And after I tried to play all those games for the feature, I was left with 92,000 of the coins. And I roughly played for around 40 minutes or so. Now, with that already 17 cents in the balance, I managed to generate up to 172,000 of the loyalty coins with 24 minutes left on the timer. So at this point, we're around 2 hours or so, almost everyone. Once that timer ran out, I went from 17 cents to 47 cents. Quite possibly the lowest reward rate I've ever seen for JustPlay. Now, if I go to the withdrawal option on JustPlay, it has a limited time bonus supposedly. And then it doesn't even work anyway when I try it. I suspect that's the 12 game feature that completely glitched out. So I actually just went ahead and activated a PayPal withdrawal for you all right now. And as you can see, it states that it's currently processing. And at least here in Australia, I have PayPal, Amazon, and Google Play withdrawal option. But quickly heading back here, it states that it's been successful, and checking my PayPal balance, yes everyone, it has arrived straight away, at least in my experience here in Australia. So there you go, JustPlay still lives up to the name at the moment, but take away that 17 cents starting balance, 2 hours for that amount is just not acceptable in my opinion. If you've used JustPlay recently, please let me know in the comments below how your experience went. Was it better than mine or worse? Either way, let's move on to the next application. Next up, we have Mistplay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, funny enough, Mistplay surprised me quite a bit today. This is what it's looking like, by the way. Top of the screen, of course, you have your balance. I have over 1,000 units thanks to today's video. You have your limited time events. And of course, you have the games that you can go through to generate the units and the gems. Now, gems are the premium currency on Mistplay. We won't really be worrying about that for today's video. All we really care about are the units, and as you can see, certain games have a multiplier of units. Now, I say certain games because I found out out the hard way that Mistplay actually features a more off-a-wall type of situation for some games. Let me just break down what I mean. So here we have a game called Merge Restyle, and you'll notice here that there's an earn rate of Hyper, and I've generated 625 of the units so far out of 6,255. There's actually a goal-based system now. That is right, previously it used to be you just play a game and you're able to generate the units for the amount of time you spend in the game and completing checkpoints. But now it seems like Mistplay has added this more task-based situation. At least that's what I'm hoping for here. I'm hoping I haven't seen like a glitch or something, because funny enough, I'm not used to really seeing this more task-based system on Misplay's games. I'm only used to that checkpoint system that I just mentioned. But taking a look at a game that does have the checkpoint system, such as this Monopoly Go one, it's very obvious the difference here between the two. Like right here, it says I get 80 units once I reach checkpoint 5. And there's obviously the checkpoint progression bar. Now in regards to the withdraw options on Misplay, here in Australia, I can convert my gems into units. Again, this is the more premium currency where you spend real money in Misplay and you get the gems in return. And of course we have our gift cards. Just remember everyone, depending on where you live, these are obviously going to be different. In fact, all reward apps are different depending on country, age, and gender. Still no PayPal currency in Australia. I have no idea why. Let's hope they bring that out, because that would be fantastic. Now Misplay does also have a daily streak system for people that are interested in that. And they also have a rank system as well. The thing is though everyone, they really want you to spend that real money. So just keep that in mind. Taking a look at the Platinum loyalty status, for instance, the benefits are massive compared to just being a basic user, guys. Now, the gem to dollar conversion rate is listed on each of the games. Like, for instance, I'll get 2 gems for every dollar spent with this Monopoly Go offer. Obviously, keeping in mind here that each of the games has their own earning rate, with the majority, at least in my country, being around 1 to 2, in my opinion. Although, to be fair, there are just so many games available on Misplay, at least in Australia. So today's test on Misplay was a little bit different because it doesn't really behave like a generic reward app, guys. You actually have to go through and play the games properly. And thankfully, the games are actually fun to play. Let me just go through how my test went. So for today's test, I started off at 34 units. Going through the history here, we started off at 8:23 p.m. I played one game at 9:23 p.m. and generated 125 units. Skipping over the quests here because that's not relevant to the games. I then played another game to generate a total of 625 units. So technically from 8:23 p.m. all the way to 11:27 p.m. we managed to generate 750 units. And if you're wondering what that conversion is, I need 1,610 gems for $5 worth of currency. So technically everyone, I generated $2.33 worth of currency after playing Misplay for 3 hours and 4 minutes. Misplay has actually blown all the other apps out of the water today. The last time I withdrew a Misplay, I was rewarded straight away to my account, by the way, just FYI, as you can see on the screen right now. Hopefully they keep up this momentum. That is excellent. So if you're using any of these apps in your own country, let me know in the comments below how your experience has been lately. And now that you've watched this video, head straight over to my channel to check out all my recent uploads. I appreciate you all watching. See you next time.